So we're going to bring up our last presentation, and we have a little glitch, I guess, as the real world goes. Her partner is not with her, so we're going to start without her while we can, in the interest of time. So this is Animal Love Hospital. Let's give Dr. Harrison a hand.
My name is Dr. Catherine Harrison, and I have been practicing veterinary medicine for 20 years. My vision is to open an animal hospital within my community, which is considered a challenged community as far as veterinary medicine is concerned. Our mission statement is to provide high quality medicine at an affordable price. What the difference is that when you look at veterinary medicine, the cost of veterinary medicine is basically keeping pace with the rest of the businesses as far as the cost of services, cost of good. That is leaving a large community that is unable to afford a lot of veterinary services for their pets. Pets are not on par with children in that aspect where you can get insurance and you can get health care, that kind of thing. So those animals are kind of falling by the wayside. Ready to take it up? There we go. So we want to provide compassionate education for our clients, to educate them on the health care of their pets, what's best for them, and so they can understand what is really necessary. The difference, like I said, is that we're pricing ourselves to be affordable. We are not chincing on medicine. The quality of the medicine is going to be on par with any of the more elevated prices, but we can do it at a lower cost because we're going to be looking at quality versus quality and overall kind of spreading that across the board. So if somebody comes in with a fractured leg or an abscess and they tell me they only have $200, I can price that affordably to fit within that budget. Whereas another hospital would say, well, it's going to cost you $500. You either do it or you just out the door. And I had a lady come to me this week that said that I was the third doctor that she had seen in that day to try and get an abscess taken care of her pet. I told her then, I will be the last doctor that you see today. I'm not going to send you someplace else. How much is your budget? She told me $200. I said, I will work with you. We got that animal out the door with the abscess taken care of. We did blood work. We sedated the dog. We removed the mask. We sutured it up and sent her on her way. That's my vision of veterinary medicine. Did we go to that again?
Come backwards.
Okay, there we go. You want to take over? I'm good.
Hey, we can hear you guys.
Sorry about that.
We are in the room.
As we look at a veterinary hospital, the first year of production is really kind of setting the tone for the hospital. We're looking to make $600,000 in that first year. Our cost of goods is going to be $150,000, which includes our sales, our services, any other specialties that we'll provide. Our gross margin is going to be 74% of that. Our overhead is going to be 56% of that, and our EBITDA is going to be 19%. The EBITDA. So when I go to the bank, I am going to be telling them that I need a $450,000 loan. That is going to break down for equipment, lease, upgrade of equipment, the working capital, plus my inventory and my salaries. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
You guys want to talk about it soon?
Are you putting equity into this deal? What is your equity?
My equity is me
Okay.
and my
Financially?
expertise. I'm coming in with about 20%.
Of your overall budget's $450?
Yes.
If you're asking for a $450 loan, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. The overall budget is $450.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to that.
Okay.
Okay. So your overall need is whatever. I assume that's $450.
Yes.
Okay. So, because I'm gonna let you know right now, as a lender, you gotta have skin in the game, capital-wise.
Yes, I
So
understand.
you're looking usually at minimum 20, probably get away with 20, given your expertise. But 20, 25, 30%. More equity, the better. You can get better terms than that, so that'll keep your monthly payments lower. And then some of the items we need to work your budget just to make sure it's exactly what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Most small businesses fail because they're undercapitalized because they didn't assess all their capital needs to go along with their human capital needs and other intellectual property technical needs. Okay,
Right.
so those things would have to be all work in concert.
Yes.
Are you the only principal of the
Yes.
business? Okay. And now you're operating a practice today. Right?
Yes.
So you're just expanding your.
I'm moving into my own.
Oh, you're working for someone today.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going on your own
Yes.
after so many years of experience.
Yes.
Are you taking any equipment with you? Because you say upgrade equipment and
It's not
any.
hurt.
No. it's
No.
okay.
Yeah, so
No,
there's
some
no asset, you
equipment
can't
I
spend
have.
assets.
Some we can pick up some used equipment, so we do have some used equipment. But as far as our laboratory, X-ray, computers, that kind of stuff, we'd have to pick that
So
up.
you want to detail that out, and you said that that includes your salaries, but it doesn't include your salary. So what type of salary are you anticipating drawing?
The first year, none for me. So salary as far as employees, we're looking at probably about 40 to 50,000 a year, because we want to be able to pay
And
everybody
how many
well.
hours a week is that?
That's roughly 40 hours a week.
40,000
Per
a
employer?
year?
40 hours.
No, but
That's
but you said only
including
40,000.
insurance and taxes and payroll and
Payroll.
everything else. Yes.
How do you figure your gross if you're saying that you will take the patients in, right, just for whatever they can afford to be able to pay? So
That's not every case. Those are special cases. There will be set prices for everything.
And you're negotiable from there.
Yes, for those that have a need.
So you have kind of a soft spot that says, hey, we're gonna take other cases where you're saying other vets don't do that.
Yes.
So you'll
I
have
have two quick questions. One, you got a banker right here. He sounds like he's very interested in funding you. Would you fund them at this, what you see now?
I would literally look at this. Yes, if I look at the numbers, we really get our hands around the budget. Because certain things you can save, you can lease certain things and not buy.
Right.
And
Are you squirming out of this, or
No,
are you,
no, I'm
are you
trying to
just
get the budget down.
negotiating here?
Yeah.
I rather put the budget where the
I
money's
see.
really needed
Okay.
versus the
Right.
things
So
you're wasting money
trying to
on.
get you
Yes.
get you rolling here.
Yeah.
Have you
Basically,
been in
that's how
front
it
of
looks.
bankers yet?
And
Yes, I have talked
do you have a
to them, yes.
location? What is your market?
I would like to be in Inglewood,
Okay,
but zoning for a veterinary hospital is extremely difficult.
that's an unknown.
Extremely difficult.
Oh,
So.
was that corporate?
Well, so yeah,
So
you're
we're gonna sell that and we're gonna finance. Okay.
Yeah,
That's not for sale.
If I had that to
Just
sell,
as
I'm
they
gonna be
agree.
selling. I know how much that's worth.
I've been doing this for Wells Fargo, but would you
Can you do what you do mobile?
Equipment or?
I could, but it's extremely difficult.
It's hard to do mobile.
Equipment
Yeah,
buyer
it
that-
takes a different,
So
yeah.
even though it's
Because you have to
Interest
deal
is
with
a lot
each
lower
individual
than
city
but
as far as their
cheaper to
zoning.
get it on SBEC.
So the zoning still applies to a mobile veterinary hospital versus a
So
brick
what's
and
the
mortar.
challenge you're facing right now if you're already?
It's the
in
zoning.
What?
The zoning,
location.
finding a location.
Okay.
So that is the
So not the
biggest,
financing, because you've been in front of bankers, and I assume they said go for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
For about 20%.
No,
Yes.
and you should be able to compete
Wow.
insurance for that.
So zoning, what challenges are you having with the zoning?
in the average city, in veterinary hospitals are zoned agricultural, which means that you have to go into industrial sized buildings, which are usually too large or too small. And even if I can find one that's zoned properly, then you have to deal with parking, the location.
Yeah.
So there's a lot
So I
of.
see veterinary centers all over. I mean, I
But
have
you see
animals.
them kind of clustered together. If you ever really look at it, and a lot of the
Or
ones
the
that you see
grandfathered.
now are grandfathered
Grandfathered,
in.
yes.
Oh.
Zoning has changed.
Yes, the zoning has changed a lot for us.
From the one gentleman I know with his multi-million-dollar beach house, like this can be a very lucrative thing, right? You're serving a
It can
different
be, yes.
market,
Yes.
but he's making great money. So the
revenue is not the problem.
No, the revenue is not the problem.
No, I help support them.
But I worry,
It's
you
like
know,
crazy.
two things. I just think 40,000 of assistant for the quality one is too low.
To
So
retune.
so you gotta figure that out, get the assumptions a lot better. Before you go to the banker, and then I do worry about you having a softie, right? Because the people I know make a lot of money. They're a little more mercenary, and they can even be sending you.
But you can make
everybody that-
money and still have a soft spot because I've done it.
Okay.
So it can be done. There is a market for what we call low-cost veterinary medicine because everybody is so highly priced that there's a whole market that's not been
She
taken
get
care
referrals
of.
from just existing vets.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
That's what she
And we do. And we
If you
do.
can make money at the 200, then I'm happy, right? But if that's where you're losing money, I think pretty quickly the information networks are such you'll get a really high percentage of the cheap
The
people.
low.
And so I'm working
Okay.
constantly
And that's
to
not an
qualify
issue
folks.
because that is my specialty. I've done that for 10 years, low-cost veterinary medicine. And it's a balancing act, but I've made money at it.
So when I pull up in that nice car and I give you this hardship story, you're like, no, you pay
Uh-uh.
$500.
No.
And pay you premium.
Because
You
we
get me
don't,
700
we don't
years.
start there. We start here. But if you tell us, I absolutely can't do it, then we start to slide the scale. So there's a scale, there's a bottom and there's a top, and there's a middle that we slide in between.
So Catherine, what,
One last
it
question.
seems like we have so many more pets, so many more animals
We do.
than we have resources. And I know
Yes.
it's the same with people and medical resources. How is that going to resolve along the way?
It's not going to resolve.
It's not.
It's always going to be a
It's always going to be an imbalance. The
Wow.
shelters are they're
Yeah, I know.
overloaded. They're
I
putting
know.
animals to
Been
sleep
down
all
that
the
road.
time. The rescue agencies are overloaded. Everybody's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So if I can come in and make a difference and save that one person from taking their animal to the shelter because they can't afford medical
Right,
care, then
right.
that's one less one in the shelter.
Yeah. Wow. Good for you. I hope you work that out, man.
Okay, we have one
Yeah,
last
thank
question
you.
from the audience. Alice?
When I heard your colleague present this, one of the things that struck the audience was the market niche being in Inglewood, being able to service the airport and all of the various travel
Mhm.
restrictions.
Yes.
So that seemed like a, can you talk a little bit about that? Because that was something that really gave you a leg up in terms of.
Yeah, well, I have been to Japan, to China, to Australia, to Hawaii, Brazil, Argentina, Guatemala, Europe, all of Europe, in health certificates with my clients that travel. It's my job to know specifically when you come and tell me I want to go to Hawaii, well, you just don't get a health certificate from me and hop on a plane. There's a process. We need to do blood work. We have to have rabies titers. We have to send that to the USDA. It's a 2 to 3 month process. So it's my job to know if you want to go to Japan, yes, you need blood work for that. Australia, whole different ballgame. So that is kind of my expertise on top of the low-cost veterinary medicine is understanding the process of the paperwork that it takes for these animals to travel. Not just to get there, but to get back as
That
well.
struck us as a premium service you could offer that would allow you to do your.
Right.
Help those movie stars seem like they're less tourists when they go to Australia with their pets, right?
All right, let's give them a
Yeah,
great
that's
hand.
a
Good
whole-
job. Thank you. Okay, can you hit the lights? So we're going to let our judges go into the room, to the conference
We go in
room,
here and
and have their
hash
conference.
it out, duke it out, arm wrestle.
Duke it out. So this is our reach back to Generation Z and the millennial generation. And I think it was proven tonight that our Generation Z, that first high school group, weren't they an amazing group?
Yes.
That's pretty amazing. So we're going to work with that group for sure. Of these college teams, there are 4 teams. The judges have the tough job in there now to pick one of these 4 teams. And one of those 4 teams will be brought in to the SBEC with a $2,500 Fast Start Scholarship for the first 3 months. And I don't know who it is. I'm glad I'm not in there because they have a tough job because I thought all 4 of the presenters were great. So let's give them a hand. I think also you have to agree that there are probably no losers tonight. We'll pick one, but really all 4 of these teams, I think I could see that happen in the future, without a doubt, for their various reasons. One thing I did want to do is take a couple minutes to just give you an update on what the South Bay Entrepreneurial Center is doing. Right now, we are in our 2nd year under my leadership, and it's really an exciting time for us because 2015 was a comeback year, and now 2016 has been a growth year. And some organizations like us, incubators, we're actually shutting down. We're thriving right now. We have a waiting list of clients that want to become our cohorts, and we're looking for mentors all the time. And really, the difference is the people. When it really comes down to it, you can have any kind of organization, but you got to have good people, and that's what we have. We have some great mentors, and we have some great cohorts. And you saw a sampling of the people that were in the room today. So it's just a great time to be an entrepreneur. And one thing we do know, that there are no guarantees in business. All 4 of these companies, all 5 of these companies could fail. But why do we do it? Because it's about capitalism. It's about being entrepreneurs. And the old model was you work for a company, 40 years, you got a watch, and that was it. The new model, I heard it's called the gig economy, where people not only are working maybe 9 jobs, but maybe 3 careers. I started off in banking. In 1979, we had people walking around, I've been with this bank 20 years. I've been with this bank 40 years. And that was the norm then, but they're all dinosaurs. This new generation, these young kids here, they're going to be in one company for 5 years, another company for 2 years. They'll start their own company. They have something called a serial entrepreneur. Has anyone ever heard of a serial entrepreneur? You start one, you sell it, you start another, you sell it. They could have 5 companies. Because really when you get into it, it's really about profit and not a paycheck. And that's really the idea behind being an entrepreneur. But is it risky? Yes. We believe that entrepreneurship can be taught. And we believe that entrepreneurship is a team sport. I'm going to take a risk, and I'm going to make an executive decision. And we're going to bring in EBT as also a winner. So we have 2 winners tonight. EBT, you're also a winner. Let's give them a hand. It was interesting because we were looking at lifestyle businesses and we were looking at technology. And we really, really wanted, personally, I love that technology angle. We have some help for them. And we really think what they're talking about can really do something as well. But at the same time, Kebra, just like we told you before, your passion really just wins people over. It's really amazing how you stood here and you didn't present to us, you talked to us. And we kind of all felt that. So let's give him a hand.
Can I say something like that?